there, my name is Megan and today's video is a tutorial on the Scandinavian inspired macrame Christmas ornaments. You guys asked me, was I making any macrame Christmas ornaments this year? And yes, I am, and here they are. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, my name is @MeganBellMade. I update my stories daily with tips, DIYs, all sorts of home decor and projects and things like that. So today I have 3 different designs for you, and these are really simple and easy to make, so let's get started. For supplies, I'll have everything listed down in the description box, starting with this macrame cord. It is 4mm combed cotton from Gansett in the color cream, this 2mm jute cord, these beautiful wooden rings. They measure about 2 inches diameter on the inside, and then I'm also going to be using these wooden beads that are labeled as 16mm. Starting with the macrame cord, I'm cutting 6 pieces at about 10 inches. And then I'm going to attach these to my ring. So what I'm going to do is create a lark's head knot. I'm going to take a strand of macrame cord, fold it in half. It creates a little loop there, and you're going to lay that loop over your ring, bring it around to the other side, and then thread your strands through and pull. Because this piece is short, I'm pulling them through one at a time, but I want to make sure that they're even, and then I just pull it snug. And then I'm going to attach the rest. Make sure all 6 of your cords are pulled nice and tight and snug and they look uniform. And then you're going to take a length of your jute cord about 10 inches long. I like to have a lot of room when I do this knot. And we're going to do a gathering knot. Gather 4 of your macrame cords together, and then you're going to lay your piece of jute vertically on top of those cords. Grab the other end and pull it up to make a little loop, and then just start wrapping that around all of the cords, including that first strand of jute. Continue wrapping about 4 or 5 times. You're going to take your end and stick it through that little loop you created. And while pulling that snug and downward, you're going to take your other piece that's sticking out at the top and pull upwards. And it's going to create a little knot there, and it's going to pull it behind those strands that you wrapped. And you don't want to pull it all the way through, you just want it to sit right behind those strands. And then you can just cut off your excess jute. And then you'll repeat this twice more. Turn your ornament upside down and take a length of jute cord about 8 inches long, fold it in half to create a loop, and we're going to do another lark's head knot. So you're going to wrap it around and you're going to pull your cords through nice and snug, and then you're going to thread a wooden bead onto those strands. I like to add just a little simple knot right here to secure that bead, but this is totally optional. And then I'm going up about 1 inch above that bead, and I'm going to do an overhand knot. And this is what's going to create the loop where you can hang your ornament. You can hang it directly onto the tree, or you can attach a wire hook. And then I'm doing one last simple knot right here, and I'm going to cut off my excess string. Lastly, you're going to want to comb your fringe out on the bottom of your ornament. So I like to use an actual comb. You can use a fork. I have seen people do that, I suppose. I think this is much easier, a fine tooth comb. And it just brushes out that nice combed cotton and makes it really pretty and straight. I like to use a thick book for this part. I just hang my fringe over the edge, and it's a nice little place for me to be able to cut off anything that's uneven. And here is our finished ornament. I did make a second one, and I made the fringe a little longer so you can see the difference. If you wanted to make it a little more dramatic, that is what it will look like. Starting out with a bunch of macrame cords, I've got about 12 here, all cut to about 6 inches a piece. And these are going to be a little tricky to work with just because they're a little shorter. If you have trouble, you can just cut your strands a little longer, but I like to prevent as much waste as I can. And you're going to attach these using that same lark's head knot that we used earlier. Next, you'll turn your ornament upside down, and you're going to take a length of jute about 8 inches long, fold it in half, and you'll do a lark's head knot here like we've been doing all along. Thread 2 beads onto your jute. Then, just like with the other ornament, we'll do a simple knot here, and then about 1 inch below that we'll do an overhand knot with a simple knot behind it, and you can cut off your excess jute. You can comb it out and trim it to your liking. Here is the final ornament. I also made one just slightly smaller so that you could see the difference between the two. This ornament is much more simple looking, but a little bit more complicated than the previous ones. And we're not going to be using a ring. We're just going to use a long piece of jute. Piece of jute is probably about 12 inches long. And I just grabbed something heavy to weigh down either side so that I could work off of this piece of jute. You'll also need 2 pieces of macrame cord. One is going to be very long, about 24 inches, and the other one is going to be much shorter, about 12 inches. And you're going to create a lark's head knot with both of these strings, and you're going to attach it to this piece of jute. So you can see I've folded my strings in half, and I've created a loop, and I'm laying it over that piece of jute, pulling it behind the piece of jute, and then I'm going to pull all 4 of those strings through. And I want to make sure they're nice and even as I pull them through. Before we move on, you want to make sure your shorter strings are in the middle and your longer strings are on the outside. If you're familiar with a square knot, then this part will be really easy for you. But if you're not, I'll walk you through it the first time. So you're going to take your left cord and you're going to make an L across all your other cords. And then you're going to take your right cord, pass it over your left cord and behind your middle cords and through the loop that the left cord made. And then you're going to pull that tight. But you want to make sure you leave about half an inch between the lark's head knot and this knot. So now you're going to mirror that. You're going to take your right string and pass it over your middle cords, and your left one goes top of that string behind the middle ones and through the loop, and then you pull it tight, and that is a square knot. And you're going to repeat this 2 more times. So now you should have 3 square knots, and this is kind of the tricky part. We're going to create a hole underneath our lark's head in between these 2 cords, and we're going to pull all 4 of our cords through. What we are creating is called a berry knot, and to close it off we'll do 1 more square knot, making sure you're using your long strings on the outside to create this. And this square knot will be hidden behind your berry, so you won't see it, but it will keep it secure. Now you can comb it out really nice and pretty and trim it to your liking. Just like the last ornament, you can thread 2 beads onto your jute, tie a simple knot behind it, and then an overhand knot behind that with a simple knot to secure, and cut off your excess jute. And here is the final ornament, and of course I had to create an alternate version of this as well, where I just made it a little longer and I did 2 berries instead of just 1. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful holiday. I know these are hard times, but I hope that you are all able to spend some time with some family and friends and enjoy this festive season. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please make sure you do that. Make sure you hit the little bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a video, and I will see you on my next project.